How unlucky was Farhh at Ascot, and how big a danger is he to So You Think this time around?
Yeah, Farhh finishing third to So You Think at Ascot. Carlton House, we touched on there. He's going to swerve Sandown. I think they're going to bring him back to a mile for later on. So the form tied in tight with Farhh.
Yeah, I'm really stimulated by the Farhh debate. Lots of decent judges considered him the value play going into the Prince of Wales' stakes. They'll probably have to go in again this weekend because nothing they saw at Ascot will deter them from the view that he's a potential Group 1 horse. In short, they'll be expecting the distances between So You Think and Farhh, I think it was 2 3/4 lengths, to be very different on Saturday, and I expect it to be very different. I expect it to be a fair bit bigger than 2 3/4 lengths because I'm not in the Farhh camp. I'm not buying into it just yet. It's not because he wasn't unlucky at Ascot, Royal Ascot Gordon. He plainly was. He missed the break, which is a regular trait and might well be replicated again. He was in the pocket in the straight. He did get checked in the run at least a couple of times, and when the gap opened, he stayed on very, very strongly, and he was gaining on the first two at the line. But if you watch the video again, you'll see that Reliable Man was finishing pretty well. You'll see that Sriputra was staying on pretty well. You'll see that City Style was staying on pretty well. Farhh was plainly staying on much better than any of that lot, and had he got a completely clear run, he'd have been closer. There's no doubt about that. But we're going to touch on the sectionals, I think, in a moment or two, and there are better judges of this data than me around. Some people think that Farh's last 3 furlongs mark him down as a horse really to be with. And I get that, I understand that. But I just wonder, in the way I look at races, which is probably a cruder method, was he protected from the real heat of the race? So You Think and Carlton House, to my eye, quickened really impressively in the heat of that race. And then they levelled out late, enabling the finishers to make ground late on. So I wonder whether he's making some relatively cheap gains. I'm not in the Farhh camp. We'll touch on his thirst success in a minute. You're bound to be impressed by this. But there's another point I want to make about Farhh as regards potential durability as well as rawability after we see this thirst clip.
Yeah, let's have a look at him winning the Thirst Hunt Cup. And I mean, you can't deny that this is a fast improving handicapper. Under top weight, wins the Thirst Cup by no less than 6 lengths. And interesting to see that connections for Saturday, Graham, they're preying on the rains coming.
Yeah, he's by Pivotal out of a high-class German middle-distance filly, and they want rain. Look at this. This is from a BHA mark of 100. You don't see many horses shrug off that sort of mark in such impressive fashion. So he's a right good horse, Farhh. Make no mistake about it. He absolutely bolts up here. He really bolts up. He went to Ascot and went into even more notebooks. But there are other questions to ask about Farhh, and I can't wait to get onto them.